Welcome back to the 8.1 billion podcast. We made it to episode 2 and we are happy to be back. Starting off first, we have an announcement. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but I believe every conspiracy theory 1%. Like when they say there's lizard people walking around, there aren't actual people with green skin. What they're referring to as they have green blood, meaning there is nothing more important in the world for them than money. That being said, we have one of the people who aren't lizards in the world, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Yup, yeah, you can call me Tomaz. I'm from Slovenia. I'm guessing you never heard of this place. It's a country in Europe, Balkans, next to the sea, Alps, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad for our first guest we have somebody outside of America, because the time zones are conflicting. When it's afternoon for me, it's probably night for you. It's hard to find people.
Yeah, it's for me it's midnight, yeah.
Appreciate you being on. The first ever guest, 1 out of 8.1 billion episodes. You could come on as many times as you want. I think the first thing to get started on would be gaming, since that's how we met each other.
Yep, that's right, yeah.
But after it's all said and done, how you feel about Storm Company?
I mean, I tried so hard by, keeping it,
Well, before you start,
alive.
you should explain what it is.
Oh, you want me to explain it, or would you do it?
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, Storm Company was our military simulation group for the game Star Wars Battlefield, for players who wanted to play more seriously and consistently. For me, it was a fun time. It gave me something to do after work. I had a PS4, saving up for a PS5, but I think you may have like a slightly different memory of it.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. What wasn't my first one? I was many others, but this one was one of the few that I had good memories of, and it was kind of not sad, like unfortunate where the direction of the server came to, because I tried so hard by keeping it somewhat active, and then when, let's say, the management made the changes they did, well, I couldn't really keep it alive because it wasn't possible anymore.
Well,
So I had to switch to something different.
to be fair, I think you joined at the second half of our lifespan. The first half was lit. We got a lot of people in the beginning. But what was your rank? You remember?
I was definitely lower ranked than you. I know why. Kind of stupid, because there was simply not enough lower staff for people to host,
Yeah.
So I was basically the highest I can go with the lowest let's say department of staff, aka the people who host.
Like a sergeant?
How should I explain this? So there were like 3 departments. Yeah, one was low, then was mid, and then was high. You were mid, and I was low, but I was at the highest where I could go when I was low, until the server kind of took a different direction.
I was a captain. I don't know where you would place that.
I would place that at the highest as mid can go, because because the top, that's high command. You got major, general, commander, etc. Kind of how that's kind of how like most people do it. So that's why that's where my analogy came from.
But yeah, I always thought you wanted to stay at sergeant just because it's like less responsibilities, or that's what we honestly that's what we grouped a lot of people in. Like you are a sergeant, you're like staff and like a premium soldier, but it's like
Not
host.
only that, like definitely not. I hosted like as much as I could. I contributed as much as I could, but one of the reasons why I kind of wasn't, given a bigger opportunity like you were. I mean, not that you were like bigger position, right? Was because there were not enough like people like under me, right? Uh, and they kind of needed that kind of stability. Like I don't know, man. Second part, not second part. Second reason why I wasn't, given us higher position was because the kind of at the end the management just didn't give a fuck. I mean, apologies for the bad language. Didn't give much.
Oh no, you good.
The management didn't really care as much. The management didn't, care.
Oh no.
To this point, I don't know why, and at this point, it's really irrelevant
Yeah.
because it's over. It's in the past. I'm not like butthurt about it or anything because it's a virtual thing.
Well, yeah.
At the end of the day, I was happy to be there.
Yeah, for the
Made some good memories, right?
yeah,
But definitely things could have been different if the management was determined more.
yeah, from captain's point of view, I guess we can talk about it. It's to the point where we have all of our regular members be sergeants and staff sergeants, and so we have a lot of officers and a lot of leaders. So I guess we left. It's a delegation thing. We left the big events to like talking to other clans and members, setting up events. We left that to the tippity top. And for the captain's job, talking to the soldiers and planning out hosts, we left that to the multitude of sergeants. The problem was you were one of the few active ones, so you was really doing a job of like a master sergeant or above. But I was the captain of Xbox at the time. Otherwise, I would have promoted you more, and I would have been recruiting on PlayStation side to get more people. But that's how it went down. There's no hard feelings. Like we know who are like everybody at the top of the management. We always knew who were the active ones and who were reliable. That's why we just delegated it. Now the percentage of delegation is off, especially on the Xbox side. But your hard work didn't go unnoticed. It was just the motivation wasn't there for a lot of us, me included.
Yeah, because like I remember I hosted like I wouldn't say every day, uh, but like maybe every other day in the week. But to your viewers, it might sound like, oh, this guy has a life, right? For the context, now that I'm attending high school, right, and at the time I was attending high school too. I do everything I gotta do for school, etc. right after I come home. So I come home maybe like 3 p.m. Then I do my things I needed to do, and then I host at let's say 8 p.m. where I have like time for myself, and then after I do the thing, I just go to sleep. So yeah, for context, this wasn't like a no life thing, right? I just knew how to manage my my time for these kind of things.
Yeah.
And for me, it kind of, it turned out good, because in the school I go to, which is the high school of vocational school of mechanical engineering. I know you guys have different like education system. Well, your high schools are like in unison. Like every high school that you have, from what I know, is like teaches the same thing. Right here, we have the type of high schools that you have, but additionally and majorly, we have others like that teach like professions.
Yeah.
So you have, I don't know, for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, like all types of stuff, even hairdressing high schools, right? So back to the point, right? When I was attending high school, I was at the time, and I still am like a straight A student. So I knew how to manage my time really well for my personal time, my the server time and school time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it was like that for a few other members, especially the higher ranking ones. A lot of a lot of them they were high school students going to college, and that's a big transition. And like, a lot of people was in and out. I think one of our founding members, he's off to military school. I just realized when I tried to DM him for recording an episode, I feel like he's been gone for like 12, 16 weeks, maybe even longer. Yeah,
Interesting. And I know one of them does college for mechanical engineering.
it was a good time. It was a great way to keep this fan favorite game alive a few more months.
To be fair, we were just keeping that one game mode alive because if you go further to just play, let's play. If you click quick play, you will find like a game immediately, right? It's not about like the game is dead. It was about like finding consistently games for that one deploy, for that one game type, which for context was a capture the flag game mode. So yeah, it was, you know,
Yeah, but it was different on Xbox. It's they got this feature to where you can look for a group and they can join your party and join your game. So I used to consistently get like 20 people in and out, and we used to go to different game modes. But it's different on each system, which is real interesting. I never knew. I mean, PlayStation is definitely dead, minus a few game modes. But yeah, for Storm Company, would you ever do it again?
were they doing it again, like not the founding people, but like the ex management that was until the start of 2024. That ex management created a new server, which is what I'm,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I
a
think
part
I'm.
of, and
I think I'm in there.
and
Yeah.
it's the same one that I tried to, invite you to, because at the time I kind of needed some help with it, and
Oh, you
it
should
kind of
have.
really paid off, because shit I was doing for Stone Company, I was, even though what I did, I was kept at a relatively very low, position compared to relative to what I was doing. Compared to now, uh, like I'm at the top, like not at the top, but like for PlayStation side, for the PlayStation like department, I'm like the top. That's like the big comparison between the two managements. They were like one cared, the other one didn't care that much. One focused more competitive, and one didn't.
Oh yeah, you should have DM'd me. I need another game in the rotation anyway.
I mean, I did DM you. You responded to the like question about the podcast, which is what we're doing right now. So I just thought that he didn't really wanna do it again, so that's why I never really mentioned it to you ever again until now.
Oh yeah, like yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I think a server will be glad to have a former captain. I just didn't see it. I think that's another thing on Discord. They're horrible with notifications.
Yeah, same thing here. But same thing happening to me now. Deal with it, The life goes on, I guess. Not a big deal, virtual thing.
Yeah. And another thing that happened, I guess shifting off SC for a moment, is like other games became so lit they replaced Storm Company. I remember back then when Helldivers first came out, a lot of our management was like, let's run Helldivers. And it was like, that replaced Storm Company, especially after the decline. On Xbox, it was the different games, but it went from Helldivers to Warhammer 40K. Now it's Marvel's Rivals. I'm still playing Marvel's Rivals.
Yeah, I never really gotten into that Helldivers thing. What I did get into more was FIFA and FC 24, 25, because I don't know how you guys in the States are, but I but here in Europe, football, or as you call it, soccer, is a very popular thing. And
yeah, how do you
me
feel?
personally, I enjoy watching it, playing it. Me personally, it's it's the best sport in the world.
How do you feel about when Americans call it soccer if it's like the biggest sport in the world?
I mean, can I really be mad about that thing? Kinda. But is it gonna ruin my day? No. Like, as long as we're watching the same thing, I kinda don't really give a damn what you call it. What I do give a damn is what you commentate on the thing. If you have no ball knowledge, then get out of here, man. Like, the most difficult games to watch with people are the people who have zero ball knowledge, like know nothing about.
It's like that for basketball.
It's for it's same thing as basketball. For basketball, I have zero ball knowledge.
So if I ask you who's your top three all time, you would try to guess it, right?
For me, even though I don't watch basketball, for me, best of all time, Jordan.
Okay.
Probably some of the listeners are gonna, not gonna be happy about that, but I just say Jordan. Simple.
Yeah, you ever heard of LeBron?
Obviously, yeah, obviously. Obviously heard of LeBron, yeah. He's a teammate of a player from my country, Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah, Luka is from your country. I ain't make the connection.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is cool. Okay. Do you have any connection to him? Like you went to high school with him?
No, man, he's like what? He's 24, and I'm 18 now. Like, definitely no.
Okay. It's just like the most random people be knowing famous people.
Technically, I'm seeing celebrities like every week, every other week, because I go to watch live first division football games. So it's a nice watch. Get to sit in the stadium for 2.5 hours and just enjoy the game. Maybe not be as quality as maybe the Champions League or the English League or the Spanish League, but it's still nice to watch, because the team from my country, from the top division that I support, was just recently in the quarterfinals of a European competition, and that's a big achievement for the club and the country because it was the first Slovenian club to reach the quarterfinal stage of any European tournament. So
I don't know a lot about soccer, so I mean football, but it does sound good. Like the most, the only thing I watched football related was a guy, he made like an hour long, like my career of a football player going all the way to the Premier League. I didn't understand any of it, but I grew up playing and watching baseball. Then I fell out of it and went to football, then to basketball.
I mean, you get the hang of it once, when I play, you don't need to be, the best technically, right? Because you don't need to dribble past everyone. Uh, there's a good saying in football that best way to get past the player who's marking you is to just pass to your teammate and let him pass back to you. You don't need to be very technical. Maybe for the attackers you need to be a bit technical, but where I usually play, which is in the midfield role,
Yeah,
like center of the pitch, so that you understand. You don't need to be very technical. You just need to pass well,
yeah,
and when you get the chance, you need to shoot at the goal well.
the
More
football.
on the passing and the vision. You need to be like, let's say, intelligent to play that midfield role because you need to, because you carry the game on you, right? You when
The main pacer.
when the players from the back pass to you, you gotta give the ball forward. You have to see where your players, your teammates are, and the best way is to pass to them so that you secure the goal, right?
Yeah, it's like the my career football video I watched. His main position was a midfielder, and he mainly assisted the striker by setting up good shots for him. And he was a penalty kicker, whatever that means. But is that kind of like what you do? You assist the strikers and you pace the game and push up field.
Basically, basically. But yeah, to answer your question, the penalty kick, there's like a rectangle near the goal on the pitch, right?
I have no idea. I can't even
On the
imagine.
football pitch, if you get the idea.
Like in basketball terms, would it be like the paint area under the three
Yeah,
point?
let's say that. Yeah, yeah. If you make a foul in that like rectangle, it's like the same as basketball, but you take a free throw, right? In football, soccer, whatever, you get to kick the ball 11 meters. I don't know how much is that in feet. Let's say 30 feet from the goal. You shoot the ball from the spot. You either miss score or say it it's definitely you get definitely the most pressure when you get to kick the penalty because it's not like in basketball, right, that you get to
Like a free
that
throw.
there's many points to score, right? In football, you're lucky to see like 4 goals per game, right? It's a sport where you have to be very
Yeah, I was gonna
let's say
ask about
patient
the.
to watch it, pay patient, and it's rewarding when you watch it. And when you get to have a penalty kick, right? Sometimes that penalty kick is like at 0-0, final minutes of the game. If you score, you win, you get the 3 points, you get the advance leaderboard or the table of the league. If you miss, right, you let your whole team down. That's why the penalty kicks in football are kind of difficult, because it's not about the difficulty of the actual shot, it's about the mental difficulty.
Pressure. Yeah. How easy it is to score on a penalty kick? Like, is it like equivalent to a half-court shot in basketball, or like a three-pointer? It's
Like
relative.
easy, like it's like a free throw, right?
Okay.
It's just you, the goalkeeper, and behind the goalkeeper the goal. Like, you gotta put the ball in the net, right? No one's in your way. Everyone is behind you because it's a penalty kick. It's the game stops. You shoot from 30 feet, and you kind of aim at where you want to shoot the ball, right? And the keeper kind of guesses based on your eye movement, your body language, kind of guesses where you might take the shot. And that's one of the parts why penalty kicks are kind of difficult, right? Because you gotta place the shot where the keeper wouldn't either expect it, or place the shot where the keeper wouldn't be able to save it, right?
Yeah.
And the mentality that the mental kind of issues or pressure that you get, because you carry your team on your shoulders when you're on the penalty kick, right? So not that it's difficult, but it's definitely not like most people say it's like very easy.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, one of the reasons why, as a kid, I flipped off a football match on like ESPN was because of the low score. Would you say, as the years pass and as the athletes get better, does the score go up from like 1-0 to like 2-4? Like, are high scoring games more often occurring?
Yes and no. Like in football, memory down lane,
Yeah.
let's say 10 years ago, the quality of the players was definitely better. Because 10 years ago, you had, in your prime, I bet you heard of these, you got Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar,
Mbappe.
these guys. Huh?
Mbappe, don't forget him.
No, 10 years ago, Mbappe wasn't really, because he wasn't really playing, right? Mbappe is this generation.
Oh,
Like,
even 10 years
I'm not
ago.
saying he isn't quality. He's like one of the best on the pitch, but I'm saying like quality of the players as a whole.
Okay.
Like, Messi and Ronaldo were different level to what these guys are,
Okay.
right? Because back then, when you compared like stats or mentioned stats about Messi or Ronaldo, you would say just the goals, right? I don't know, they had 50 goals per season. Now, when they
Is that like,
mention or compare stats, they add goals and assists,
so in
so the number looks better.
there's like, is 50 goals good in context? I know it's good, but like,
Yes,
how great is that?
50 goals is 50 goals per season. Like, let's say it's about let's say 50 goals per 60 games. That's like let's say between 50 and 70 point game in basketball every single game.
Okay, yeah, based on your reactions, like somebody averaging 45 in today's league. Okay.
Right? It's impressive, right? And so back on that point I made earlier, the quality will definitely be better, because right now, I mean, the quality of the players now is good, but there's not as much quality as there was back then, right? Because you got they were much like better midfielders, defenders, attackers, right?
Yeah.
So like, and to answer the question, right, the score never really, changed that much. It's kind of rarely just 1-0 result. From, let's say, from my experience, the last live match that I watched in the first division of our league, it was a 3-3 result.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I kind of wasn't really happy with the result because mainly because the referee was making so many mistakes in the favor of the like enemy team that it was just unfair.
For like real popular rivalry games for football, is it like neutral refs or the refs of the stadium, or how does that work?
So the referees are chosen by the football federation of each country, right?
Okay.
So it's preferably that the referees that are chosen are not from the cities that these two clubs represent, right? For Slovenian league, they just choose someone who that is as neutral as possible. Even though that time, when the result was 3-3, it was definitely not, neutral, because, so many fouls that were made by them weren't called, and every 50-50 was against our team, so it was kind of, unfair.
Type shit.
But like for major leagues, right? Let's say Turkish league, right? They, for the big rivalry games, they pick referees from different countries just to make the refereeing as fair as possible.
Okay, yeah.
But when you got like European competitions, they pick referees. Obviously that they're not from the country that these two clubs are representing, right? Let's say Barcelona. You probably know this club is from Spain, and they match up against. I'll give you an example, real life example from this season: Barcelona versus Inter, right? Spanish club versus Italian club. You don't pick an Italian or Spanish referee because there's obviously going to be bias, right?
Yeah.
So you pick a referee from any different country.
Football is very fanatic. Like, if you're from that country, you love that football team. So it wouldn't be like bribing the officials, because it's a hard-working game. There's really not no shortcuts. If you can't really rig a game to where this player is going.
Oh no, they can.
I can't.
Oh,
okay.
They can.
All right. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, it was very common, and it was kind of obvious
type shit
due to the
nature. Yeah.
Refereeing decisions that were in favor, and maybe not so much bribery, but definitely some favoritism. It's not always, neutral. So it definitely still happens. Yeah, go on. My bad.
Has there been any like rule changes, like, like, let's say Ronaldo, let's say in an alternate universe, Ronaldo and Messi was averaging 10 goals a game. Would they shorten the net, make it smaller? Like, does like the rule changes be like as big as that, or do they just keep it traditional?
Oh, like the rules rarely change, except maybe like the most notable rule that is going to be implemented soon, so next season, is that if the keeper holds the ball in his hands, right, for more than 8 seconds,
Okay, that's okay.
The enemy team is gonna get rewarded with a corner kick. That's like the new rule that is gonna come out. A rule that definitely changed majorly changed how football is played was the offside rule was updated. But let me explain what offside is first. So, so offside is basically a position where an attacking player should not be. Let's say you got the attacker before they receive the ball must be always behind two players, and one of those players is the goalkeeper. So you gotta be behind at least one defender, right? If you're even slightly over the defender when the ball is passed to you, not that not when you receive the ball, but when the moment when it's passed to you, you're in an offside position, and the referee blows his whistle, and then the enemy gets rewarded with the ball. Right? That's kind of, in short, what offside is. A position where you kind of shouldn't be in. And before that, offside was that any part of your body that was over the defender, it was when you received the ball, it was offside. Now, now your hands, your arms don't count into offside. Right? When the ball is played, and even if your arm is extended over the defender, if you're looking from the side-by-side view, right, it will not be called offside. What matters in offside now is, the actual body, the feet, the toes, the head, right? That's what matters. So that's like the notable change that they made. They wouldn't really make changes about, the goal size or like the size of the pitch. Although there are different sizes of the pitch in different stadiums, it's not like, the size is off by, 20 feet or so, right? It's minimal.
Yeah, introductory to soccer. I always wanted to play FIFA, but I don't know nothing about football. A lot of sports games you don't play growing up, video game wise. I always had a football, and I always been practicing my juggling, but I never got it done. Well, to be fair, I can't really dribble with the basketball either, but everybody has different talents and gifts. But what kind of music do you listen to? I know it has to be different from halfway across the world.
Yeah, I don't listen to American music or so. Maybe from time to time when I'm very bored, I listen to those old early 2010s music, like yes, early 2010s music from the States, right? When I'm really bored, I listen to those. But usually I listen to songs from my region. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to play them because copyright, but most notable that you can write down, Moje Zlato, Tri let's say That's in Mikrozvena. Those are like the three, let's say, examples that I picked out of my head.
Yeah, so your playlist will look like half of what Luca will listen to in 2010s American music occasionally.
Oh, no, I don't. My playlist does not include 2010 music. I just listen to those when I'm really bored.
Why 2010s though? That's the worst era of music here. 2010.
Early 2010s, like, I don't know. It's a category called white girl music. I think you heard of this before. It's like the old,
I've never
like the old 2010s music.
I have never heard of that before. White girl music.
Let me give you some songs.
I need an artist. MC Double Y Surprise. Wide girl music. I never heard that term before.
Um, let's say fucking shine bright like a diamond type shit, or like
Like,
call me maybe type shit, or
okay, you
what else is there?
you said
Uh,
Rihanna and the Taylor.
firework,
Okay, okay.
firework, yeah, and the one that goes let me remember.
I think you're referring to pop
Yeah,
music.
or like the Pitbull ones,
Okay, Pitbull. Okay.
international, yeah, international love, something like that, yeah. When I'm really bored, I listen to those because it just reminds me of the old,
The old wide
just
girls.
just the just old vibes, old like nostalgia, you know.
All right, all right. I, why call it wide girl music? Where does that originate from?
I know. I just when I watched some Instagram reels, I came across this term and I kind of
Yeah,
used it to describe it to you.
it's a cultural barrier. I get it. You you're describing pop music. You said a Taylor Swift song, Pitbull, or Rihanna song. I'm like, that's a wide variety, but it's like all people you don't know, so you don't know how crazily specific it is. But yeah, pop music. Yeah, that was a good era for pop music back then. I thought you honestly meant like 2000s rap. That's where my mind went, but yeah, you was listening to some good music.
Songs from my region from Balkans, you know,
Yeah, like
those
80% type
slap.
shit.
Um, I'll message you some and then you can listen to it when this is done.
Oh yeah, I'm learning about football and Sylvania music. I'm all for it. I do need more music to listen to. I feel like music is too beautiful to not listen to it in every form and asset. And it also gave me like a good idea for like creative writing. I know amazing, semi-original topic I could write about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how far his reach spans. Like, have you or any of like the older people that you know, have they ever listened to like Michael Jackson songs?
Yeah. My mom used to
Okay,
do
all
it.
right. It's all the way to Sylvania. He was the king of white girl music. He was a superstar for 40 years.
We're not like little, a little. Like I obviously know like Michael Jackson and stuff. Um, you know, we're not that far behind on the world. It's not like a third world country.
Oh no, not
You
like
know,
that.
I'm not just saying for like not just only like for you. I know that you don't need it, but like to like the like for your viewers, you know, so that they can get an idea. You know, it's not
Yeah.
we're not we're not so far behind that you than you think we are.
I don't know. For Americans, sometimes we could be ignorant, good in an ignorant sense. Like, I think that every country is in the modern era. I'm like, nobody's like 50, 60, 80 years behind. It just their climate and their regions just don't support a lot of industrial areas. But it's still iPhones in Mongolia. Like,
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, 'cause I know some people think that a third world country, they're still in like the 1800s. I'm like, it's not like that. But yeah, yeah, Michael Jackson reached all the way to Slovenia. Okay, cause they got a lot of countries that are like don't want anything to do with America. They don't consume a lot of what America puts out. But you always occasionally be like a person in a unknown tribe. They humming Thriller.
Hmm.
I ran out of topics. We were talking about music, sports, gaming, and
Nah, man, let's save this for the next episode, okay?
Oh yeah.
Probably want to go to sleep, man.
Oh yeah. That's good too. Yeah, it was nice having you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and to your viewers, I hope you learn something new, I guess.
Oh yeah. Dang man, we'll see you on the next episode, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, that was our first guest. Hopefully, it'll be the first of many. But back to our topic for lucid dreaming. After thing you do after you go back and master flying, the next superpower or the next thing you'll do most likely will be super speed. And there's two ways to how to do super speed in a lucid dream. It's like running with your spirit. It's like I'll say the best way to explain it is like when you're in a foot race, you desperately want to win so bad that you overexert yourself at the end. I'll say a way in lucid dream is like you have to run so fast that you have to try to run out your skin. Run so fast and with the desire that the first thing that crosses the finish line would be your spirit, then your body, and then hopefully your opponent. In a lucid dream, however, it works differently, at least for me. It's kind of like you run so fast and you run so long, it makes you have like not deformity, but it's like a side effect. Is like your femur would be protruded closer and closer to the edge of your skin, almost like you're running out of your leg. Each time you go to Mach 2, Mach 3, it feels like your bones are slowly creeping out of the front of your legs. It's really, really mentally taxing when you think about it. That's how you do super speed after you're done with flying. And as you're traveling at a high speed, I would say when you see a building or you see a wall, there's two things you can do. You can do like a super jump like the Hulk does and mix that with your flying to get over the wall, or you can go through the wall. No Katie Pride. But the way I do it, I always go through the wall, is when this very split millisecond to contact with the object you're about to crash into, just do the quickest blink, and as soon as you finish with your blink, you should be on the other side. Hopefully. And maybe trial and error, you might wake up a few times, you might develop a weird coincidental habit of sleepwalking, but you're traveling. And opposed to the other way, it would be as you're when you're at the when you're at the right distance, activate super speed. I mean super strength at the base of your feet, and then do kind of a small dip slash a small dive to the ground, and then jump up as high as you can as if you're taking off for flight. And once you're over the wall, just kind of start running midair so you can get your legs into the running cycle. And as soon as the tip of you should land on your left foot most of the time, but when you're about to land on the ground, just activate your super speed, and the moment the tip of your foot touches the ground, just use that as a takeoff. So that's the ways you get. It's one of the ones that take longer, ironically, to get used to, but it works. Super speed should be the second thing you do in the lucid dream, and the second superpower you should master. But you'll get used to it. That's all I have for this episode. I'm glad we found a guest. That's ironically the hardest thing about this podcast. I originally thought it would be recording episodes for an hour plus, but honestly, it's getting there. But it's like finding people is the most annoying and most difficult thing about this podcast. But that being said, I'm about to start a social media to get people and to get requests and get moments in. So be on the lookout for that. And that really wraps up episode 2 of the 81 Billion podcast with my boy Tomaz. Sylvania must be lit when Luca in the off season for him.